Hello guys and gals, Baselord here, and welcome back to my Fire Emblem Conquest Rant. This is part 2, and now I'm going to talk about the characters. Now, I'm not going to include shared characters. I'm only going to talk about exclusive, Conquest exclusive characters, so I'll not talk about Gunther, Felicia, Jacob, Kaze, Silas, Shura, Izana, or Mosume. So, yeah. But aside from that, we have a lot of our characters to talk about, and that's for sure. Now, where do I even begin? I think I've already expressed what I think about Corin in my previous video. The other main character we have is Ashura.
Perhaps if I sing.
Whom you meet in Hoshido, I believe actually in the chapter Hoshido. I think it's chapter 3 or something like that. And throughout Conquest, she is very cryptic. She is very secretive. She doesn't share much about her emotions or anything like that. And that's really all I gotta say. I suppose she's kind in a sense. I mean, she wants the best for Noran Hoshido in a sense, so that's good. But overall, I mean, I don't find her like super likable or anything like that, but she's okay, I guess. I already talked about Garen in a different... No, I didn't. I haven't talked about Garen yet. Garen is he's the father of the Norian siblings, and not Corin though. And Garen is kind of difficult to talk about because he through Conquest's story, he's under control of Anankos the whole time. So Garen isn't really the real Garen at all, which makes it so strange. I mean, he's like, I don't know how to describe Garen. He's like very suspicious of others in a sense. I mean, he threatens to kill Corin at like this, like as soon as he sees him or her do something suspicious. I mean, hello. I mean, I guess he wants to invade Hoshido, and that's really it. I think I want to talk about the retainers and the siblings or the royals and their retainers, and then move on. So I want to begin with Elise.
I'm just too much for ya.
Which I happen to like a lot, actually, because I don't know, she's a good unit. Her personality is okay. I mean, she's a little cheerful girl, and that's really what she does. I mean, I remember when I saw her for the first time, I did not think I would like her at all. I mean, we know how the lolly trope goes sometimes in Fire Emblem, and yeah, not all of them are very likable, but I don't know, at least it's kind of likable, really. She is kind of like, it's kind of excusable because of her age. I think she is 14. I'm not exactly sure. I'm pretty sure she's 14, and she is she's more naive than Corin, I think. And actually, yeah, I think so. And she does say some stupid things in the story, but overall, I find her very likable. And Elise has 2 retainers, and Arthur...
For justice!
The first retainer, I'm not sure if he joined her first, but I think Effie joined her first, but you know. He's like this really kind of heroic person who's really unlucky. And ironically, I really like him, but character-wise, he's so simple. Like, he doesn't have a lot of depth, but still, I really like Arthur. It's super interesting character. Despite that I said, despite being really simplistically designed, he's still a lot of fun to like his support conversation is a lot of fun. Like any conversation he's in is is a lot of fun to read. So yeah, I like him. I really do. Effie,
Am I too strong?
the other retainer, is a childhood friend of Elise. They, I believe they met in the underground of Nor, because Elise snuck out one day. And they met and they played together, and sooner or later the guards found Elise down there, and they threatened to kill Effie, but Elise stepped in and stopped them. So, yeah. After that, I think not exactly right after, but soon after, Elise hired Effie as a retainer, so that's great. And, oh, Effie, she is, I think she's even more simplistically designed than Arthur, and this is the bad kind of simple, because I think Effie is like very... She really likes Elise, and she wants to protect Elise with her life, because Elise protected Effie back then, so that, like, it's understandable. But any conversation that Effie is in, support conversation or not, is always about, like, it's either about Elise or about Effie's training, or how strong Effie is, and it gets a little bit boring after a while. It gets really predictable. So I mean, she's a great unit on the battlefield. Don't get me wrong, but her character can be like really lackluster at times. I heard she was better in the Japanese version, but I haven't really checked that. So yeah, I don't know. Some people say they want maybe. Some say that the English version butchered her character, but some say they actually like it better this way. But yeah, I don't know. The next royal I want to talk about is Leo.
I'll do what no one else can.
I think he's the next in the family, and wow. I don't know what I think I already stated quite a bit in my previous video how much I like Leo, but I really like Leo. I mean, no homo, but I love Leo. He just, most of the time, he makes a lot of sense in the story. He questions the plot when it should be questioned, and I think that's great. He's kind of pragmatic in a sense. Even a personal skill is called pragmatic, so that's great. Solid units, gets a bit speed screwed sometimes. But yeah, I think it's like, for me, it feels like he's a mixture of Ephraim from Fire Emblem Sacred Stones and Hector from Fire Emblem Blazing Sword. I mean, somewhere a mix between that, but still his own character in a sense, and I like that so much. I wish he was fleshed out even more, but he gets some screen time in the story, but not as much as I'd like. I mean, if you go to recruit his son Forrest, then I guess you can get more screen time, but you know, overall I think Leo is my favorite character. I mean, he's really good in the battlefield, his personality is good, his character design is also pretty nice. So yeah. His retainers on the other hand, let's see. Odin.
Odin Dark knows no fear.
Odin is actually Owain from Awakening. I don't think it's actually explained in the story how they got here or why they're here to begin with. Unless there's some DLC I don't know about, but yeah, there's a lot of DLC for Fates, surprisingly, considering how unfinished the game feels sometimes. He's very theatrical in a way. He always exaggerates a lot when he talks, and he feels like he's more in a play when he talks than in actually being in a real situation. In Awakening, he was Myrmidon, can class change into a Swordmaster, I believe, but in this game, he's a Dark Mage, which is kind of interesting. I don't know why he chose that, but even as a mage, I didn't find him very useful. I don't really have a lot to say about Odin. I really don't. Might be because I don't find this guy... Like, he's a lot of fun, don't get me wrong. He's really fun to, when he talks and when he's, like, in conversations. It's super fun to read and listen to, but, I don't know, I did like him as a unit. I think that way I don't like him much in general, but I don't know, it's kind of... I don't know, he gives names to his weapons. Just like in Awakening. So, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't have a lot to say about Odin, but... Miles on the other hand, though.
Such a tease.
This guy... Casually sips my coffee. Miles is, I don't know where to begin, because I really like Nice in a sense, because he's like, he's like usually a kind of relaxed and mature guy, but sometimes he really he teases people to see how they react and stuff, and flirts with them, and it's really funny because he's bisexual, so it's like he flirts with both genders, like no matter what, and it's super hilarious to see him make people flustered all the time, and it's yeah, just really funny. So I believe that Niles was went with a couple of guys to I think they went to steal something from the Norian castle sometime, and they got spotted. And when they got spotted, Niles' friends left him. They ran away, and that only left him and Leo. So because like Niles was just a scapegoat right there and then, like he got all the blame for what they had done. But Niles wanted Leo to end his life because like where am I supposed to go from here? I mean, it's probably going to prison now, but Leo decides to spare his life and take him in and as his retainer, and ever since Niles has been loyal to Leo, and I don't know, it's a nice backstory. I think before that Niles was living in the slums, stealing and stuff like that just to get by, because I believe that he was an orphan, but I'm gonna correct myself on this in post-production probably. Anyway, let's move on to the next royal, which will be Camilla.
You're so cute.
And oh boy, Camilla. Ooh. I didn't know what to think when I saw Camilla for the first time before the game was released. I like her design a lot. Character-wise, she looks great. But I mean, aside from the obvious fan service near her breasts and thighs where it's open, but you know, I wanted to like Camilla so much, but sadly she is she dotes on her family, which is fine, because I believe that her mother did not love Camilla at all. And she got no love that way, but when Camilla got siblings, she because she didn't get any motherly love, she wanted to dote on her siblings instead too, so they won't get the same experience, which is fine. I mean, that's like I think that's the reason why she's so why she dotes on her siblings so much, especially Corin. But that's not why your character is bad. I mean, I like the backstory, but you only find that out if you do support conversation with Niles and Camilla. But yeah, she's very affectionate towards her siblings. Not Sander as much, I think. She's more like mature towards him, but probably because he's really mature in general. But the problem I have with Camilla is that she's super, like as I said earlier, she's really affectionate towards her family, but Corin especially. And like majority of the time when Camilla is on screen, it's because of Corin, and like she talks about Corin all the time, even in her support conversations, and it gets boring really fast. Like, you already know what to expect. You know, like you already know what's gonna come out of her mouth when she talks, and it's not fun. I mean, she's a great, like, awesome unit on the awesome unit on the battlefield, but she's still not very interesting because I don't know. It even says when you're on the battlefield, if you tap Camilla's name, it even says in her character description that she adores the Avatar, also known as Corrin. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, she talks about Corrin so much in all 3 routes, and it's so gets boring. It really does, and frustrating as well because her character revolves around Corrin, and that's not how it should be. Anyway, I've talked about Camilla enough now. Her retainers, right? Selena.
Come again. Or don't.
Or Severa. She's also from Awakening, like Owain. Again, why they're here, I do not know. They're just there for some reason. They went from Illis to Fate's land somehow. Because Fate's, like, the continent in Fates does not have a name, by the way, just so you know. I don't know what it's called. So people just call it Fate's land, which I will also call it. So yeah, she's Camilla's retainer, and she is exactly how you expect her to be. She's a tsundere through and through, and I'm not very fond of tsunderes, so she doesn't really appeal to me that much. But she has a gentle side, of course, towards the people she trusts, like Laszlo, which I'll get to. And I think she also trusts Odin, so I guess that's fine. I mean, Camilla, of course. So, and she does a lot of shopping. Yeah, that's all we. I mean, I know there's a lot of fans of Selena, but I don't see it, so I'm sorry. Baraka is the other retainer of Camilla.
Must I restrain myself?
And Baraka. So before Baraka became Camilla's retainer, she was on an assassination mission to kill Camilla, but she failed. And Camilla decides to take her in as her retainer right away. And that's really all I gotta say about her backstory. I know she was, she had a really rough childhood, because her parents didn't, were really heartless towards her. So, in general, she is really quiet, and she doesn't express her emotions a lot unless you get her to A support or S support. But yeah, not the most interesting character in my opinion, but it is kind of, I mean, she's interesting in a sense, of course, but I didn't use her in my Conquest playthrough. So, yeah, I have not much to say about Baraka, but that's really all I know. So, moving on in the family, Xander.
Justice is an illusion.
The oldest sibling in the family. He's the next in line to become king, which is nice. He I mean, he is kind, but he is also very strict in a sense, very serious. But towards people he loves is always kind. I do like Xander, I really do. He's likable. Also, he's a really good unit because he's a royal. Because all royals in this game are off the, oh my, they're just so good. I actually do not have a lot to say about Xander. I tried using him in my Conquest playthrough, but it did not turn out that well because he did not level speed at all. So he got doubled left, right, and center, and that is not nice. But Xander does help Corrin in the story somewhat with like supporting him in. When Corrin is feeling sad, he supports him by what is he called? Not support, but cheers him up. So that's nice. yeah, even though I like Sandra, I don't really have a lot to say about him. Which makes me want to move on to his retainers, Laszlo.
Shall we dance?
Laszlo is from Awakening as well. His real name is Inigo. He is a hopeless flirt. Real friendly guy though. And he is his mother, Olivia, was a dancer, and both of them dance together, and because of that, he dances in his free time as well. So that's nice. What I don't get about him though is like, while he approaches people like no worries whatsoever and flirts with every girl he sees and all that, but apparently he's shy, and I don't really understand. And I think it's because Olivia, his mom, was like shy as well, so maybe it got passed down to him, but his shyness is really strange. It comes out at very weird times, so I don't know. I like Laszlo a lot though. It's probably because it's a flirt. They are usually womanizers in Fire Emblem roles are usually really fun to watch. So yeah, good unit too, by the way. The next character is Perry, the other retainer.
I'm feeling stabby.
I do not know a lot about Perry, but I see that the fandom is very split between her because she, oh boy, how do I even, okay, so, she's kind of childish, and she loves killing for the sake of killing. She's, I don't know, she loves killing people, which doesn't make her a very good character in a sense. Like, good as in, you know, not kind either. What is it called? Like, she's not good in the sense that, I mean, if you kill people for fun because you think it's fun, are you a good guy then, or are you like, I don't know how to describe this, but I did not. I mean, she lived in a wealthy family at some point. Apparently, according to her backstory, which I haven't read that much about, by the way. I think there was a butler or a maid or something who killed her family, and she got scarred from that. So every butler or maid she sees, she kills, I think. Please correct me on this. I don't know. But yeah, that's really her gimmick. She's childish and he likes to kill. Alright. So now that I covered the royal family, I want to talk about the Conquest exclusive characters that aren't retainers. Because a lot of characters in this game are retainers, sadly. And the first character I want to talk about then is Benny.
Are you scared?
Yay, Benny! Now Benny is of the archetype that he's like a really big, strong guy, but he's like he's really kind and kind of shy also. His looks can be kind of intimidating to other people, but you know, he's not. He won't even harm a fly really. I really like Benny. He's the most, I feel like he acts kinda how a normal person would, if that makes sense. I guess he, I don't know how to describe it, but I find Benny to be really likable. He just is, in a way. Might be because I like the gentle giant types, like, Mordecai is one of those. I like him a lot, although he's not very usable in Path of Rain and Dawn though, because tigers are kind of special. Yeah, those are the chaotic characters I can't think about right now, but I like Benny a lot. I really do. Really good unit as well. Because generals are good in this game because even though their speed is shit, they can still... They get this skill called Wary Fighter, which makes him so that he can't get doubled, but he can't double either. But it doesn't matter because he will never double. So it's great. It's great. But yeah, as I said, gentle, giant, shy, kind. You know, trope. And Benny is stationed at Chev, I believe it was, to protect the border along with Charlotte.
Oh, what a pain in the butt!
Which I will talk about. Charlotte, you are, how do I put her? She is like... She kind of puts on whatever persona that she thinks the other person will like. So, if she's trying to like win over a man, she will probably act like cutesy and feminine and all like that. But I believe that her real personality is very not nice. All I know is that she wants to move up in a role, like in from her station as border guard. Very cynical person too, kind of. Great unit though, gotta say. She's very typical. What is it called? Strong and fast. Real squishy, but strong and fast. I don't particularly like Charlotte because she's very slutty. I don't particularly like that, but apparently people do, so more power to you. I think that's all the... Oh, no, of course not. We have Keaton.
If you die on me, I'll kill you.
I can't forget Keaton. I believe he joins you in chapter 14. He is a Wolfskin leader from Mount Garo, which is... I think Garo is Japanese for wolf. I think it is. Real cheerful guy. It's like very happy-go-lucky person. I like him. And he has this obsession with collecting all different kinds, like dust bunnies or bones or dead carcasses of different animals. That most people in the army don't like that, of course. Understandable. I mean, he wants to show his treasures to people all the time. Which is a kind of weird gimmick, but I'll get back on gimmicks after I'm done talking about all the characters. So yeah, a very sociable guy. He's kind of he has this weird tsundere stroke sometimes. Like if Corin like points out that Keaton is wagging with his tail because he's happy, it's gonna be all calm like old tsundere. Like, no, I'm not. What are you talking about? And it's kind of weird. I really find it kind of weird. I mean, maybe it's like embarrassed that his tail is obviously showing what he's feeling. But you know, I don't know. Keaton is like overly... I like him a lot as a character and as a unit. Oh my god, as a unit, it's like so great. But I'll get back on that in a different video because I want to talk about that as well. But yeah, I think that's all the Conquest exclusive characters. As I said, I'm not going to talk about the people I mentioned earlier, even though they're important to the story. But I'm not going to talk about them. I think I forgot about Ashura. That she's a singer, so she's a dancer, and you get her really early, so that makes for some really interesting plays. But the thing I want to mention is, as a closing word on characters, I guess, is that Conquest, I think it started, actually, I think the things about gimmicks started back in Awakening, with like Gaius loving candy and Owain naming his weapons and being really theatrical and, you know, things like that. But I think Fates took it to the next level because, aside from the main characters, every character has like this gimmick, and instead of having some kind of depth, I mean, some characters do have depth, as you might have seen here, but most of the characters have a gimmick, and their personality and like character is like revolving around that gimmick, and it's kind of stupid. Like Arthur, for example. I mean, he's like really kind of heroic guy, but all he cares about is justice, and that's about it. He has like this obsession with justice, and then he has like really bad luck for some reason too. But all his like support conversations and conversation in general is like based around justice and bad luck. It's the same with Effie that I mentioned earlier, that her conversations is always like she either about her strength, or that she eats a lot, or something about the lease. Or like Camilla as well, like most of her conversations are about Corin, about how much she loves Corin. Yeah, you get my point. I'm not sure if I like this change, but you know, I really miss the times where characters actually had like characters had gimmicks in the older games too. Like, don't get me wrong, but the character did not revolve around this gimmick. That's the difference I'm trying to make. But yeah, that's my share on characters. So the next time I'll talk about gameplay, and then yeah, I'll talk about gameplay. So thank you guys for watching this video. If you listen to everything, then thank you so much. I haven't really tried this thing before, so I'm probably, I think this series is gonna have like 3 or 4 parts, maybe 5 if I'm decided to talk about. Depends on how much I want to talk about, really. But yeah, thank you guys for listening, and I'll see you guys in the next one.